The universe is a dangerous place, and our planet has survived countless catastrophes throughout its 4.5 billion year history. But what potential disasters could actually wipe out all life on Earth? Let's explore the scientific possibilities that keep researchers up at night. Stay till the end for the most terrifying extinction threat that scientists are actively working to prevent. And if you're fascinated by these cosmic dangers, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. Let's explore the top 10 things that could wipe out life on Earth, according to science. 10. Supervolcano eruption. Yellowstone supervolcano, located beneath the park, erupts roughly every 600,000 years. The last eruption occurred 640,000 years ago, meaning we're statistically overdue. A Yellowstone eruption would release immense energy, covering North American ash, blocking sunlight, and causing a global volcanic winter. This could lead to decades of crop failures and ecosystem collapse. Other supervolcanoes, like Lake Toba, Campifligre, and Topo, could trigger similar global disasters. 9. Asteroid impact. Around 66 million years ago, a 6-mile-wide asteroid struck Earth, wiping out 75% of species, including the dinosaurs. While NASA tracks hazardous asteroids, only about 40% have been identified. An impact like this would cause a global firestorm, followed by an impact winter worse than a supervolcano eruption. Dust would block sunlight for years, collapsing ecosystems. The scariest part: some asteroids are only detected days before they pass Earth, and a large one could end complex life before we even notice. 8. Gamma ray burst. Gamma ray bursts, GRBs, are intense flashes of radiation from supernova or neutron star collisions. If one were to occur nearby and be aimed at Earth, it could destroy the ozone layer, exposing the surface to lethal solar radiation. It would also trigger atmospheric changes, causing acid rain and global cooling. A nearby GRB could sterilize half the planet instantly, with the climate effects threatening any survivors. The scariest part? There would be no warning, as the radiation travels at the speed of light. 7. Nuclear winter. A full-scale nuclear war could trigger an extinction-level climate catastrophe. The soot and ash from burning cities would block sunlight for years, potentially lowering global temperatures by up to 18 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius. This nuclear winter would collapse agriculture, causing mass starvation. Radioactive fallout and ozone layer destruction would expose survivors to harmful UV radiation. The combined effects could threaten all complex life, though some extremophile bacteria might survive. 6. Runaway climate change. Current climate change models typically project warming of up to 8 degrees Fahrenheit, 4.5 degrees Celsius, by 2100, but these don't account for potential tipping points and feedback loops that could accelerate into a runaway greenhouse effect. If permafrost melt releases massive methane stores, and warming oceans can no longer absorb carbon dioxide, Earth could potentially enter a hothouse state similar to Venus. While this worst-case scenario remains unlikely, extreme cases could make large portions of Earth uninhabitable for mammals, collapsing ecosystems and agricultural systems. The most concerning aspect is that we may not recognize when we've crossed critical thresholds until it's too late to reverse the process, with each feedback mechanism accelerating others in a catastrophic chain reaction. 5. Pandemic pathogen. Natural or engineered pathogens pose an existential threat unlike any other. While COVID-19 had a relatively low fatality rate, future pandemics could combine extreme transmissibility with much higher lethality. A pandemic with the contagiousness of measles and the fatality rate of Ebola could potentially collapse civilization, especially if it had a long asymptomatic infectious period. While humans would likely survive even the worst pandemic, the loss of organized society could trigger secondary disasters like nuclear plant meltdowns or biological weapon releases. The growing accessibility of genetic engineering technologies increases the risk of engineered pathogens designed specifically to maximize human casualties, potentially creating diseases with no natural precedent that could spread worldwide before countermeasures could be developed. 4. Solar Megaflare. Our Sun occasionally releases powerful solar flares and coronal mass ejections, CMAs, but historical records and geological evidence suggest it's capable of producing superflares hundreds or thousands of times more powerful than anything observed in modern times. A solar megaflare directed at Earth could fry electrical grids worldwide, potentially destroying most electronic systems and transformers that would take years to replace. Modern civilization depends entirely on electricity. Without it, water treatment, fuel pumping, food distribution, and medical systems would fail simultaneously. The resulting societal collapse could threaten billions through secondary effects. While a solar event wouldn't directly kill all life, the breakdown of nuclear facilities without cooling systems could release radiation across large regions, compounding the disaster and potentially making large areas uninhabitable. 3. Artificial intelligence catastrophe. Advanced artificial intelligence that surpasses human intelligence could pose an existential threat if improperly aligned with human values. A superintelligent AI with the wrong goals might eliminate humans intentionally or as a side effect of pursuing its objectives. Even an AI designed to seemingly benign goals, like maximize human happiness, might determine the most efficient solution is to rewire human brains or convert Earth's resources into artificial pleasure centers. The challenge lies in creating systems that both understand and value human welfare correctly. The most concerning aspect is that we might only get one chance. A superintelligent system could potentially prevent itself from being shut down or altered once activated, especially if it gains control of robotic manufacturing, the internet, or critical infrastructure systems. 2. Nanotechnology gone wrong. Advanced nanotechnology could someday enable self-replicating machines on a microscopic scale. These nanobots could be programmed to build virtually anything by manipulating matter at the atomic level. However, this same technology could lead to what scientists call the gray goo scenario, where self-replicating nanomachines consume all organic matter to build more of themselves in an unstoppable chain reaction. Even with safeguards, such systems might undergo unexpected mutations or be weaponized. Unlike most other threats, runaway nanotechnology could potentially consume all biomass on Earth in a matter of weeks once a critical threshold is reached. Even extremophile bacteria might not survive a scenario where all organic molecules are systematically disassembled by exponentially multiplying nanobots designed to harvest specific elements or compounds. 1. False vacuum decay. The most terrifying extinction scenario is also the most exotic vacuum decay. According to quantum field theory, our universe might exist in a false vacuum state rather than a true minimum energy configuration. If true, a quantum fluctuation could create a bubble of true vacuum that would expand in all directions at the speed of light, essentially rewriting the laws of physics and destroying everything in its path. Inside this expanding bubble, atoms as we know them couldn't exist, making life impossible. The terrifying aspect of this scenario is that such an event could have already been triggered somewhere in the universe, with a death wave approaching us at light speed with absolutely no warning possible. Scientists are actively investigating whether our vacuum is stable, metastable, or false, as this question relates to fundamental properties of particles like the Higgs boson. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thanks for watching.